Welcome to part 2. If you missed part 1, see the description below. I've got the information for the link there. So in part 1 we selected 3 major chords from the key scale of C. The C, F and G chord. Now I've wrote them out here. The scale of C and the chords. So we've got C, D minor, E minor, F, G, such and such. Now this is the 1, 4 and 5 chords that we want, just them 3. Now if you notice under here with the 1 chord it's called the home or the bass or the root, and the 5th chord I've wrote underneath always wants to go home. Now what I mean by that is when we're strumming this G chord or G7 chord, we may be strumming it on a guitar or playing it on the keyboard, the sound of it will want to go somewhere, and that where it's wanting to go or to finish is home, so to play the C after it. So I've just basically wrote that down here, and I'm talking about the contrast that is created in the song from the tension and the resolving. Now I'm going to move on practically to show you the Garageband virtual instruments, but first of all I've got here virtual instruments versus actual instruments. So if you take, for example, if I were to strum a progression of chords with various rhythm patterns and then try to record myself attempting to play these chords in perfect time with clean, well fretted strums, with a guitar in tune, with no ambient noises being picked up, no feedback noise, no phone or text interruptions, and try to make the room acoustically right, well, that would be a real tall order. So we have the option to use virtual instruments, and these are professionally recorded samples that will make our song creation much easier and accurate and more enjoyable, and this is what I shall use for our project. So let's take a peek at a digital audio workstation, the Garageband. Now the Garageband is an application that I've got on my iPod Touch. Later on we'll go and have a look at the PC based digital audio workstation called Mixcraft. So let's take a look at the Garageband software application on my iPod Touch. So let's switch it on, open that up. There we are, that's what it looks like. Let me come a bit closer for you to see that. Garageband. So I'm just going to open that. I'm just going to come out of that just to show you how it would look. So when you first go on here, it won't have any of these. It'll look like new song. Okay, let's have a look. It'll look like this when you first open it without any pre-recorded attempts. So let me move. You'll see this on YouTube. A lot of people put videos like this, just going through the basics. Anyway, you've got lots of options here. Just scroll backwards and forwards. But what we want to get to, let's kick off with smart drums. Okay. So it opens up with this here. Now the first thing we want to do is just ignore all that and go up to the top right hand side corner. Now what we've got there, at the top here we've got track, sections and the song. So we're going to go into song because we want to set the foundations of our song. I'll show you what I mean when I get there. Okay. Now the song, we want the metronome to play to keep us in time. We want a counting. The sound is the Woodstock, that's for the metronome. Come on. Right, if we just scroll that up, I've got a tempo of 110. So, and we're in the key of C. Well, I want the key of C and I want the time signature to be 4/4. That's basically 1, 2, 3, 4, depending what the tempo is. Fade out we'll use on the last section of the song. And let's move back here. Let's just go and change the tempo, shall we? Now we've got 110 beats per minute. If we tap this, I'll tap it with the other finger. If I tap real quick, you'll see that change a lot. So it's giving me an average of 164 beats per minute. Let's tap slower. 87. Let's just take it up to 90. That's what we were talking about at the beginning. So we can press done, and that sets our song. Okay, let's just go and clarify that. So we've got 90 beats per minute tempo. We're in the key of C. And let's show you what that looks like if you want to change it. You want to change it to any of them key scales. And 4/4 time. Now at the top here, let's have a look at this section. If we press section, now obviously our section here is going to be an intro if we've got an intro, and it's going to be an 8-bar intro. Well, we might change that, but there's like a defined recommendation of 8 bars, but it gives you the option to change it. Look, automatic, manual, blah blah blah. Let's go back to that. We can duplicate the track. We can add additional. Adding additional will give us the next section. Section B might be was going to be a verse. Then you might, section C might be another verse, and then chorus. But we'll see as we go on. So this is the smart drums. Now, what do you do here? Well, in this grid here, you can read these words here: loud, quiet, blah blah blah. Let's kick off straight away by rolling the dice and giving us some inbuilt recommendations, and I can keep changing it. But what it's going to do is going to use them settings I've just put in, 90 beats per minute. See that? It's just thrown in 3 percussive instruments, and it's going along with that 90 beats per minute. If I want to stop it, I'm just press this button here, and if I want to play it again, right at the minute that just plays the metronome, and that plays the inbuilt recommendation. Now we can change that by this dice down here again. In fact, let's reset it back to the beginning, like we've just come on. If you press that dice again, it throws in a different type of one. Okay, now what we're able to do, we can add a clap if we want. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Or we can go. Can move it around. Key finger on it. Move these around if you want. So that enables you to move them around. Just a little bit of creativity. You might have a definite beat in your head that you want to create. Okay, so let's just stop that for now. So what we've done there, we've shown you the digital audio workstation called Garageband. It's built-in smart drums. So we're going to set a track for the drums that sets the pace of our song. It's going to go to 90 beats per minute because that's what I set. We're going to use instruments with the key of C, them chords that I was talking about. But this drum is only percussive, so it doesn't adhere to the sound of chords. Okay, so what we do there is, if we just want to record that, let's have a look at the sound again. Okay, let's press stop. Now what I want to do is when I press record here, it's quite good because it kind of chops it exactly as it wants. It might give me a counting. 2, 3, 4. It's automatically recorded for me, look. It's going to do me 8 bars, which I showed earlier on in here. When I get to the end here, I'm just going to press stop. 3, 4. So it's actually created that 8 bars of that drum.